Okay, the last thing I want to do is look at some special cases. Let me get this turned on. Okay, so far we've looked at graphs that look like this part of our graph. If you encounter a graph that's smooth and comes up to this jagged edge, try and imagine drawing a tangent at that jagged edge. You don't really know where to go. You can do it up if you're interested in this portion, you can do it and it kind of comes out at the end. Or if you're interested in this portion, you can do it, but there's really no place where they balance out. So a jagged edge is going to produce what we call not defined. In other words, f prime of x at that point at x equal b, we would say it's not defined. Now you can still see that the slopes to the left of where it's not defined are positive, so it's positive slopes, then it's not defined, and then after b it's negative slopes. So you still can see that the slope can change and we've got a relative maximum, but a slope is not defined. And then the other thing is that it can create a slope of 0 but not necessarily bounce back up, and after it flattens out then it can continue to go down. So in this case, we did not change from negative to positive, so we didn't generate a relative minimum. Now here, we've seen this situation where we're going from a negative slope, and then we hit a slope of 0, and then we're going to a positive slope. So here we would have a relative minimum at x equals d. Okay, also called a local minimum. And then one more interesting thing to look at here. I'm going to erase that. Look what happens here at E. If I take a look at the slope when I get to this point E, we call this a point of inflection. What do we know about a vertical line? The slope is undefined. So again, f prime of x is not defined at x equals e. And that should be equals. Okay, so two places here in a graph where you're going to find not defined slope. That's at a jaggy or at a vertical tangent, such as that. Here we have another slope of 0, so f prime of x equals 0 at x equals f. Another jaggy here, so at g we got f prime is not defined here. And so those are special cases that you might want to look for if you're looking at a graph, and consider this as you're doing your homework assignment.